y'all already know, Rechal Zegler's name has been stuck in drama for months. From the Snow White backlash to the West Side Story curse, every move she makes seems to sink her deeper into public rejection. But just when you thought things had finally cooled down, her latest Broadway role in Evita has fans asking one question: is this the beginning of the end? The first red flag came when producers quietly dropped the show to a pay-what-you-want pricing model. A Rechal Zegler performance, something that was once hyped as elite theater, was now basically going for spare change. And if that wasn't telling enough, footage leaked of her singing "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina," not to the audience inside the venue who paid hundreds, but to a street crowd watching for free. Meanwhile, the ticket holders, who were inside, had to watch her on a screen, a literal screen. People were stunned, and it didn't take long for things to spiral. Obviously, many were like, wait, I paid $500 to stare at a TV? The audience's opinion was that this was a performance art gone wrong. And just like that, the show lost its shine. Critics admitted Rechal sounded great, but that wasn't the problem. The drama around her overshadowed everything. And for the first time, even theater lovers, people who usually separate the art from the artist, said enough is enough. Of course, this isn't new. Rechal's been quite controversial ever since those Snow White interviews where she trashed the original film, called the prince a stalker, and made it sound like she was rewriting a fairy tale just to prove a point. And then there was that political meltdown on Instagram of her saying Trump voters should never know peace. Whether you agreed or not, it was clear she didn't care about keeping things neutral, which isn't a wise move when your biggest employer is Disney. Now that Evita is crumbling under poor attendance and silent backlash, sources backstage say Rechal has been spiraling. Some reports even claim she's hard to work with, like literally over-directing herself, questioning script choices, and acting like she's bigger than the production. It's not really that she's unhinged or rude, just difficult. That's the word that keeps coming up, difficult. Now here's the thing, while her talent is undeniable, reputation matters. And right now, Rechal doesn't have the Hollywood grace pass. She hasn't been around long enough, and neither is she loved enough for her to make the terrible mistakes she's been making. And after West Side Story bombed, Shazam 2 flopped, and Snow White got delayed, she's lost all her industry momentum. Disney has since gone quiet on her and her Snow White remake. And in this business, silence isn't peace, it's erasure. It's such a terrible place for her to be in because she's basically in a limbo. She hasn't been canceled, but definitely not rising, all because Rechal became too loud to disappear and too disliked to fully thrive. That sweet young actress once seen as Spielberg's Golden Girl is now walking through a career that feels more like damage control than stardom. And the truth is, people aren't mad that she failed. They're confused at how fast it all fell apart. The talent was there, the roles were there, but somehow Rechal Zegler managed to flip the script on herself, and now the audience isn't cheering anymore.